Today we have Tribit's newly released StormBox 2, and this has been released soon after their launch of the XSound Plus 2. If you had watched my video on this, you'll know how impressed I was with its features, and the StormBox 2 has all of these features with a 360-degree sound. Both of these are also in a very similar price range of 5 to 6,000 rupees, so let's see how good this is and which one you should go for. The unboxing experience is quite minimal as we just get the manual, a Type-C charging cable and the speaker itself. The StormBox 2 may look a bit plain in the images, but it definitely has a very solid feel in hands, and the textured fabric cover really gives this a premium feel. There are so many small touches on this speaker that make it feel like a quality product, like the color matching hanging strap, how you have some rubber studs at the bottom for vertical placement, and just the overall fit and finish of this speaker is really high quality. I had discussed how much I liked the XSound Plus 2's smart feature in its review, and we also have them on this speaker. You just have to give its power button a short press to turn it on or off, and the button arrangement is also quite interesting here. On the front we have 3 big buttons for play, pause, Google Assistant, changing tracks and controlling volume, and then on the back side we have these nice feeling buttons for power, Bluetooth connection, EQ modes and stereo pairing. The TWS Pairing button on the StormBox 2 is also quite smart because not only you can use it to connect this to another StormBox 2 speaker, but you can also connect this to an XSound Plus 2 speaker. I really like that they have this compatibility between these two models because you don't often see that with Bluetooth speakers. The TWS connection that you can make between these two speakers can be in stereo mode or party modes. In the stereo mode, one of these speakers will be the left channel and the other will be the right channel, and in the party mode, you will have both of these speakers playing both the channels. I think that the limit for party mode pairing is 2 speakers, but most people probably will not have more speakers. The StormBox 2 has Bluetooth 5.3 for great connectivity with very good range. It also has multi-point connectivity, so you can pair 2 devices like your TV and your phone to the speaker at the same time, so you won't need to disconnect it to connect it to another device. Opening up its flap, you will see an aux input besides the Type-C charging port, which you can use to connect it with a wired connection. The EQ mode button lets you choose between a bass boosted mode and a normal mode, and just like with other Tribit speakers, the app that you get with it is really nice and customizable. You can store your own presets on a hardware level on this speaker, and I find this ability to be so amazing because you can get the kind of sound you prefer with all of the devices that you connect to this. One interesting difference between this and the XSound Plus 2 is that you have 3 hardware EQ slots on the XSound Plus 2 while you only have 2 hardware EQ profile slots on the StormBox 2. It's not really a serious disadvantage for the StormBox 2 because you can store any EQ profile in these slots using the app, and you probably won't need more than 2, but I thought that the difference was worth mentioning here. The StormBox 2 is rated for 24 hours of playback just like the XSound Plus 2, and I tested the battery life myself this time and it delivered 22 hours of playback at 60% with X-Base turned off. This is a very impressive result in the world of Bluetooth speakers because many other speakers, even from the bigger brands, only offer you half of the playtime. The StormBox 2 also comes with an IPX7 water resistance rating, so you can easily immerse this in water and it will still keep going on. The StormBox 2 can also be used for voice calls, and this is what the microphone sounds like. Do give this video a thumbs up if you are liking it so far, and subscribe with bell for more videos like this. Now let's talk about the sound quality, and the StormBox 2 has two 17-watt drivers at opposite sides which deliver a 360-degree sound with 34 watts of power. Then there are also these 2 bass radiators for extra bass. Now they say that it is 360-degree sound, but the volume is slightly higher on the 2 sides where the drivers are, but that is alright. A lot of speakers look like this, but they only have their drivers on one side, so this gives you a more surround sound experience that is very useful to have when you have multiple people whom you want to share the sound with. The overall sound quality on it is really nice. The X-Bass mode is enabled by default and it gives you that bass punch that you would expect from this kind of a speaker. The mids and highs are also quite balanced and I just love its sound. You can also customize the sound to increase or decrease the bass, mids or treble, but I think that the 2 default EQ modes are just going to be fine for most people. If we compare it to the XSound Plus 2, it has 2 front-facing drivers with slightly lower wattage, and the overall volume is also kind of lower than the StormBox 2, but it is not a big difference. Let's actually have a listen to both of them so you can hear the difference.
hard to escape. When you're walking on the moon, taste your happy place.
Their overall sound profile is quite similar, so the biggest difference is going to be because of the driver arrangement. If you want to use your speaker in groups and have a party, then the StormBox 2 is the one to go for, while if you want something to just watch videos for yourself or with your partner, then the directional sound of the XSound Plus 2 is going to be better for you. Both of these speakers can be used for either use cases without any issues, but it's just that the directionality of the sound of these speakers makes them slightly better for different purposes, as I explained. So the Tribit StormBox 2 is another really great Bluetooth speaker from Tribit. The smart features like the hardware EQ and the button layout is as impressive as before, and I also liked how smartly these can be paired to each other even when you have different models. The sound is great, the battery life is amazing for its size, and there's really nothing missing here. So for their price, I think that both of these speakers are a great value for money, which makes their very high ratings on Amazon unsurprising. So I'll have links to check this out in the video description. Let me know if you have any questions in the comments. Give the video a thumbs up if you liked it, subscribe with bell. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.